I'm down. Kid's just doing his job. Kyle McLaren has to feel comfortable. You got Cam Neely coming to your rescue. Here's the hit. The whistle's gone. There's McLaren. There's the button. Now, Kyle McLaren did not finish that check. There's the shove by Odeline. Then Cam Neely comes in. Just kind of glides through. Just got grabbed right there by number 22. The referee.
Well, it wouldn't truly be the last hurrah. There wasn't a little bit of friction between the Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens, and that's what we had to close out the first half. Halftime here at the Garden. No score. We'll be back with the halftime ceremonies in just a moment on UPN 38. Boston Bruins hockey on UPN 38 is brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth New England. If you want to know what's new, we'll show you. By Baybank. For banking anytime you have time. And by NYNEX.
The hitting, the tackling, the touchdowns. Could anything be more exciting than the New England Patriots? Well, only the 96 New England Patriots limited edition F-150 at your Ford dealer. It's the best-selling truck in America, styled especially for fans of the New England Patriots. There's tons of equipment and special extras. Plus, save $1,500, including air at no extra charge. Find out what you like about the Patriots' signature F-150. But remember, it is a limited edition, so hurry to your New England Ford dealer today.
From the Tucker Anthony headquarters on Beacon Street at the head of the Freedom Trail, we are reminded of the struggle for freedom and self-determination waged by America's founding fathers. Today, Americans continue to struggle for freedom, especially financial freedom, for themselves and their loved ones. Continue to seek ways to preserve and protect their capital, invest their money so it's working to help them achieve their hopes and dreams. For over a century, we've been helping people determine their own destiny. We're the people at Tucker Anthony.
Coach Parcells on passing.
You always want to have an open lane between the passer and the receiver. This way, you virtually eliminate the chance of an interception.
Good hands, Coach. Coach Parcells on holding.
Now, the key here is to apply just the right amount of pressure. Apply too little, you fumble. Apply too much, it's all over. Once you got holding down, the rest is a piece of cake.
Cake?
Well, you know what I mean.
Lenora Cushing could have sat in traffic for an hour.
As soon as I can.
Bill Bach could have run across town for nothing.
Save me a trip.
Margie Sullivan could have missed closing a very big sale.
Denfield.
Pat Cannell? Who knows what he just missed? With a NYNEX payphone, you don't have to be out of touch just because you're on the move.
Hey, listen, I forgot.
For saving time and money, for checking messages, for getting things done. With a NYNEX payphone, it's an easy call.
It was the subject of much discussion. If we moved the top edge of the windshield, some engineers argued, you'd get a 32% better overhead view. But if we moved the leading edge, others maintained, there'd be a 48% better view of the road. Fortunately, both views prevail. The new Dodge Caravan.
See your friendly New England Dodge dealer today.
Welcome back to the last hurrah at Boston Garden. Halftime between the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston Bruins, and there is no score. As we mentioned a couple of times during tonight's broadcast, special halftime ceremonies are planned. Let's head down to ice level now and join Bruins public address announcer Jim Martin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center ice for tonight's halftime festivities. We now recognize those honored guests representing the Boston media, National Hockey League, and the Bruins' great opponents over their history in Boston Garden. Each guest will receive a crystal sculpture from Tyrone Irish Crystal commemorating their participation this evening from Bruins Assistant General Manager Mike O'Connell. Introducing these guests is a man who is one of the most respected members of the Boston media for over 30 years at WCDB Channel 5. Please welcome Clark Booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the Bruins, and patrons of this fine old place, the Boston Garden, On this rather mellow, sentimental evening, the Bruins want to pay tribute, at least symbolically, to all of the folks who have brought their special talents to this building over the last 67 years in the playing and promoting of the great game of hockey. To help do so, we will present to you in these ceremonies 7 honored guests and 7 distinguished opponents. They are representatives of that vast legion of hockey men that has roamed this building on game nights dating back to 1928. As each of our guests is introduced, Bruins General Manager Mike O'Connell will present a gift commemorating this special occasion. We begin with a New England institution. He saw his first Bruins game Christmas week of 1930, and he recalls that Eddie Shore scored a goal that evening against Montreal. His first broadcast of a Bruins game came in November of 1952. At the age of 77, he is embarking on his 44th season of broadcasting Bruins hockey. A member of the broadcasters wing of the Hockey Hall of Fame, Mr. Fred Gilson. He seemed to us to be Fred's alter ego, the flip side of a most remarkable broadcasting play-by-play tradition. He was weaned on the Bruins of the 40s and the long gone but not to be forgotten Boston Olympics. He retired last winter after 29 years as the booming radio voice of Bruins hockey, a member of the broadcasters wing of the Hockey Hall of Fame, Mr. Bob Wilson. And these are two of the finest. A true hockey folklorist and keeper of the game's legends, he has an anecdote to offer about every chap he ever covered for the Record America and Herald Traveler of sacred memory, and more recently the Boston Herald and Sports Illustrated. He is a member of the writers section of the Hockey Hall of Fame, Mr. D. Leo Monahan. From the hospital, he was long the Bruins beat man, covering them in the glory days of the Bobby Orr era, and the never a dull moment days of the Don Cherry era. An Iron Man of the press box, he is also a member of the writers section of the Hockey Hall of Fame, Mr. Fran Rosa. We have with us three gentlemen representing the National Hockey League in various ways, and each has been a very familiar face around this building over the many years. A National Hockey League executive since 1966, rising to the rank of Vice President of the League, He is a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, class of 1994.